Hey, what's going on? Welcome back. My name is Duran Cersei. I am a singer, songwriter, producer, performer, actor. If you nasty, and welcome to the house of the unofficial one. Sometimes, as you will see, the unprofessional fragrance and skincare guru. Baby, after you've watched this video 50 million periodically times, like the video, please. I skipped over it, but subscribe. Then leave a comment, then go down the description box. There's a link to all my music proof that I am a singer, songwriter, producer, performer. Baby, as you see down here, today I'm going to be sitting down. Well, I'm going to be sitting down and talking to the founder of one of my favorite black owned brands, the founder of one of my favorite brands, period, Skin Muse, and that is Mrs. Ezinne, well, Miss Price, Mrs. Price, if you're nasty. But we're going to talk about all things from Skin Muse products. We're going to be talking about packaging. And, I'm just going to get in the Skin Muse business as best as I can, get enough information about the brand for you and I, because I am very much a fan of the brand. So I hope that you enjoy this. And at the end, I will be picking a winner of the Skin Muse giveaway. I hope you all enjoy this. Now, I know there's a lot of talk, ruckus about journalism and all that. Let me tell you something. I have a degree in public administration. I did work at NBC Dallas. I don't consider myself to be a journalist. I'm here to talk. Although I have loved a journalist. Shout out to Eric, and I've really liked another one. Shout out to T. But that's beside the point. We're going to get into all the things Skin Muse here. I hope you all enjoy it. I want to know. Well, first, hey, how's it going?
You
Because
know, we're here. We made it. It's going well. It's so good to see you. I love your scarf. I'm like,
yes, my skin is kind of yeah. No, but the technology has gathered us together, but we are finally here. Should I acknowledge you as Mrs. Price or Mrs. Ezen? What?
I go by it all. I love it all. You can do Mrs. Price. You can do Izinne. You can do it all.
Okay, because I would say Mrs. Ezene,
Yes.
Mrs. Price, if you're
Okay.
nasty. No,
Oh,
no.
oh no, for real. Because it does have
Now I wanted to
she has
like
a
I'm
little personality.
right. So I wanted to actually just really quick talk about some things, but of course the main objective is to go over the products here. Now, since we have you just for a limited time, I would get to just the important things. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
First, I know a lot of people want to know. This is a question I don't know the answer to, and I'm quite embarrassed. All the other ones I do, just FYI.
Oh,
But
that's
how did you come up with the name Skin Muse and the spelling?
You know, this is actually a good funny story. Um, so when I was kind of concepting this brand, I really thought about the fact that for me, my favorite organ is the skin. My favorite organ on it's I'm so fascinated by it. Actually don't have a tattoo because I'm so like picky about my skin.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, that's my muse. Like the way my fashions, what the skincare I use, the fragrances I use, like this is my canvas. My skin is my canvas. So I thought about it, I was like, oh, your skin is your muse, your skin is your canvas. So that's how I came up with the name. The spelling intentionally was because when I first wanted to start Skimmies, you're gonna get all the tea. I tried starting it with someone else who I thought was a businesswoman. Like I was like, oh, she's a businesswoman. I'm the beauty brain. She can do the numbers. It did not work out. It was a messy. It was God. It was really God. God. The harder I prayed, the worse. Like our visions did not align. And when I wanted to deal with her, I had been spelling Skimuse SKIN. And then when I decided, okay, this is not going to work, I just think she wanted to build a cheaper brand. I wanted to build something that could be a legacy brand. When I was like, oh, this is not going to work, my lawyers advised me to rework the name. So I was
Oh,
I know. So I took out the I. I was like, okay, does that work? And they're like, yes, that's perfect. They're like, we just want
it
you to be safe.
is.
We want you to be safe a decade from now. She
That
told
is
me, she's
crazy.
like, I just don't want you to have any issues. And yeah, I think she was right.
I actually love that, and I love how you spell the name. But it's so weird that I just never knew why you spelled it, and it never really crossed my mind until I knew I was going to be talking to you. I was like, I
Yeah,
don't know the answer to this.
well,
But let me ask this.
that's how it happened, and I'm so glad I listened to her because
Right.
it's like, okay, all right, girl, and it just worked out.
Name really does give luxury. I'm gonna do like a quick pause here.
Okay,
Let me make sure my thing is on do not disturb because
go
I do
ahead.
not want nobody to interrupt me. I'm gonna edit this out. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we just we chat. Let's keep going. Even if we go over, I'm in good company with you, so let's
Oh
keep.
yes. Yeah, I mean, that's what they say. Even though I can't find me a man, but that's another story anyway.
I'm in great company. Let's go.
I might need to come to LA because these people in Dallas. But I wanted to know, I know the answer, but yet I was like, maybe she can get more in depth. What inspired you to create? Because you kind of got into it with the name, but what inspired you to really create? I really love the story of this, to create Skin Muse.
So long story. When I was a child, I lived, born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria. My mother is a queen on her own. She would always tell me, rest is not something that you have to earn. So growing
Hmm.
up, this is gonna sound really bougie. Growing up, she would book us 5-star stays over the weekend. Like throughout the month, we probably have like one 5-star stay in a month, and then but every weekend we would go to the salon. And then
Oh,
at the end of the day, my mother's beauty routine was like she put some music on, candle, like I would watch her use her beauty routine as like a tool for rest. She
oh
would
wow.
romanticize the whole thing. Like it was then as a child I was like, this is crazy. But that was how her men she didn't have a therapist. I think that was her therapy.
Hmm.
So I grew up watching my mom and my aunties. We have a very matriarchal family. I mean, we had like 100 women in our family and like 5 men, including my new husband. So it's like,
Yeah.
they're not a lot of men. And I grew up, and that's mostly culture, how that came about. My tribe we'll get to that another time. But
Okay.
basically, I grew up watching women really use beauty to pause. Like they use beauty, like they get together, we all go to salon. My mom had a little salon bag, meaning she did not use the tools in the salon. Not that they were bad, she just
Hmm.
had really high preference. Different shampoo, different comb, different hair dryer. It was crazy, but they all did that, and I watched them doing that.
Hmm.
Fast forward to when I was 15, I graduated high school, and they were like, "Okay, what do you want to do?" I was like, "I want to go to college," and I got into like 4 colleges in America. I came to America, and I'm the only black girl on my floor. I'm the only girl. I was on college. I was the only black girl on my floor.
Oh
Now,
wow.
there were black girls on campus, but I came like mid-semester, so I didn't come, when everyone comes in. So it was hard, but I was the only one in my room. I had no roommate by chance. It wasn't like
Hmm.
the girl just decided she wanted to room with me. So I turned my room into like a little beauty stop. Like all the girl, I met a couple black girls, and I was like, oh, I have all these things, and I have these beauty products. Like the same way my mothers and aunties would commune using beauty tools, I replicated that in my
Okay.
dorm room, and the girls, they loved it. So it was kind of like our thing on Fridays. If before you're going out or whatever, they come to my room, and it became a regular thing for us to commune with beauty tools. We catch up, talk. People would bring their own stuff. People would be doing their hair. Somebody would be doing somebody's facial. It just became a thing. And I've always used beauty as a tool to pause, as a tool to like restore and remind myself who I am. Uh,
Hmm.
Fast forward now, this is the next stage of my life when I got my work permit from the government. I'm an immigrant, so I have to apply for that. I got that at like 18. I said I wanted to work in the beauty department at Dillard's.
Hmm.
I drove my little Honda over there, and I remember I put my application in, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna put you in clothing." I was like, "No, I'm here to work in your beauty department." And they're like, "Okay, put her in the beauty department." They let me do me. 2-3 months after, I became a perfumer for Dillard's.
Really?
Yes, a couple
Really?
messaged me, like, I was really into it. Like, I've always been someone who is so intrigued by ingredients. Like, I'm like a nerd for beauty ingredients. Like, what does this do? What does that do? How do you extract that? How do you do that? So they were, Dillard's they're a great brand. But at that point in time, now I'm thinking about it, that was crazy that y'all let me really do that.
Mhm.
for Dillard's. And I'm still in college, by the way, but I was just really good at it. Helping them source, kind of helping them sell, managing, what are we doing, talking to Cody, talking to LVMH, talking to all these buyers and reps for these brands about what's being stocked
Oh,
at Perfume and Dillard's.
who do you think you are?
You already know who I am. And as God would do it, this black woman at Lancome noticed me.
Mm.
She was so impressed. She was like, "Okay, what's going on here?" Now she was like, "Okay, you need to come work for Lancome." And I was like, "I don't know." She's like, "No, I'm gonna take care of you." And it was this big thing because I was working for Dillard's, even though Lancome was a brand in Dillard's. So there was like a poaching thing happening that they did not agree with. And she's like, there are already too many black women on your team. That was a thing. Like somebody told her, you have too many black women on your team. And then she responded, Chanel has only white women. This counter only has white women. Like, what are you talking about? Like, bring her. I want her. And they brought me on and we did a great job. I was working for Lancome. I was no longer a perfumer, but I was working for beauty. I was working in the store with her and I was making great money, better money, surprisingly.
Mm.
And then she went to Dior. So she left me there. And after like a while, she was like, "Do you want to go to Dior? Do you want to come to Dior?" And I'm like, "As what?" She's like, "Come on, as a business manager." And I said, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
Mind you, this was like a couple months. I was about to graduate college soon. I had been traveling. I also became a national beauty stylist for Lancome. So I'd been traveling around the country with them.
Oh,
2 weeks
wow.
at home, 2 weeks I'd be gone. When I left college, Lancome still, they made me full-time national stylist, just going all over the world. We were a team of 5. And just we did all types of makeup. We were teaching people at the counters how to also do makeup for women of color, prescribe skincare, things like that. So while I'm doing that, I'm full-time. This is my job. I'm living like this is not I don't have a 9 to 5. This is my job. Dior is like, okay, we're ready for you. Do you want to come be a full-time business manager? And my boss said, I'm like, okay. Gave me a great offer. I took it and kind of grew my way there. While I
Oh,
was at
wow.
Dior, we would travel a lot. We would travel a lot. And this is where it all comes to full circle. And a lot of my trips, I would be pulled aside from TSA when I would have my homemade buddy butter in my suitcase, like my little carry-on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they just couldn't read the ounces. They were just confused that it was it was the appropriate ounce. My jar just didn't have anything written on it because it was something I probably got from the store or I just recycled. But the formula was what I was making in my kitchen. And I remember
Oh.
one particular trip we were going to France, and I remember sitting on a plane pissed off. I was so upset when they took it again because I'm looking at my whole team, right? And I'm the only black girl on this team. And I'm thinking to myself, they don't have to, when they get off this plane, figure out where they're going to go get body care from
Mm.
that helps their skin. They can use the hotel lotion because to them, that's lotion. To me, that's not lotion. There were times where I'd be in like random back alleys, like trying to source products because my travel products did not get through. So I'm thinking, I'm on the plane and I remember just being fuming. I see it clear as day. The sun was bright. It was like blue skies. And I was just fuming in anger and like, I was like, I'm tired of this inconvenience. This is like crazy that I cannot find a luxury brand that does what I am seeking. Like I'm traveling with you guys. I'm in these spaces. I've been working in the beauty industry now for like over 10 years, since I was 18 at that point. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like I'm dealing with this. And as soon as we finished that trip, I quit. I quit my job at Dior because I'm like, okay, I got to work on this. There's a conflict of interest. I quit my job in Dior. I spent the summer of 2019 testing out 100 Black women, the formula, testing it out, getting feedback, getting their opinions. And that was how, and this is long winded, but that was literally how, when I felt that, okay, there's a need for what I want, for that, what I'm seeing, there's an actual need. I validated that this is not just like me, this is something that people will pay for. We launched that baby in 2020. So that's how it came to be.
Wow. I love that story actually. And the thing is, when you were telling the story, I was like thinking it was maybe early 2000s. But
Just-
no, that was like about what, 6 years ago?
Yeah, it was yeah, Skin Muse started 2020. That was when we launched. Like honestly, yeah.
Wow, I
Mhm.
love that. Now tell me about the word. Is it Ori?
Ori, Ori,
Yeah,
Ori.
is that how you say it?
Yes, Ori. Ori is shea. It just means shea butter. That's Ori's
I
the
love that
Yoruba way
word.
of saying shea butter. Ori. Hmm.
Really? See, I
Yeah.
was confusion about the launch, so forgive me, everybody, especially you. I thought it launched in 2019.
Oh no, 2020. A lot of people think it launched in 2019. I think because we were
Wow.
testing a lot. We were really doing. I'm somebody who I don't make moves outside of God's confirmation and data. I need to see s-
Right.
type of data. I need to like validate it in some way. I need to figure it out. So 2019, we were doing a lot of testing in the market, and because there's not a lot of articles or research being done in our category of beauty, it's usually like the second thought. Back then it was like, now they have to, but back then it
Hmm.
was like, you don't know, you can't pick up nothing valid online or nothing like current. So we did a lot of testing in 2019, and that's why, probably why. Mhm.
Okay, so you were talking about being frustrated. These are just coming out of my head as you were talking. These are not a part of my questions, but
Yeah.
so were you having any skin issues aside from just being, having you know,
Yeah.
black people skin?
My mom, my sister, it wasn't me. I've had psoriasis in the past, and my mom
Okay.
has always made a solve. Like I like to say, she's my OG chemist. Like the lady and my grandma they always got something to mix in the kitchen for some. So I had bad psoriasis, and my mom's
Mm,
formulation helped me immensely. My little sister had eczema, and every time she would visit America, it would flare up. Like her eczema
really?
was bad. Like it's like 2 days in the country, is her skin is like, I don't want to be here at all. And she can't use heavy fragrances as well. My mother
Hmm.
also has a sensitive nose olfactory system, so she can also has to be really particular what fragrances she uses. So
Hmm.
they honestly inspired me, where if I was like, okay, whatever I'm making has to honor their needs. It has to, help them out. So my body butter, for instance, helps my beautiful baby sister with her eczema. She has like, literally like in a year and a half, her skin is, calmed and cleared, and it's good.
Wow.
My mom, that's why sometimes we like to keep the butters where you're able to layer it on, because we
Hmm.
want to be cognizant of people who have sensitive noses. So, you can either go real bold like a pink sugar, or you can
Or
keep it,
black food.
grow like a black, or you can keep it calm like a Madagascar vanilla, where it's like, okay, it's just, soft scent. So that's kind of how that's what inspired that.
Okay. And so Skin Muse is considered to be a luxury brand, right?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
what does you as the founder of this brand, what does luxury mean to you as a
Mm.
brand owner?
Servitude. I think luxury is servitude and access. When you think about when you go into your most luxurious shopping experience, I like to say Lagos. If you shop in Nigeria, Lagos, that's a luxury shopping experience. You
Hmm.
walk into certain stores. A lot of people talk about Alara a lot, but there's another store. I don't always. I have them on my WhatsApp. I don't always go in my mind, but there's another store that you go to. As soon as you walk in, they assign you a stylist. They're serving you. The stylist is pulling for you based on your looks. You can even send your Instagram to the stylist to kind of get a sense of what you like before then. And the stylist keeps like a CAD system on you. That to me is luxury.
Oh.
Servitude, like really going out of your way to go above and beyond. So the average skin use customer, now we're not perfect. We might drop the ball once out of every 30 times, but the
Hmm.
average skin use customer gets prioritized. You email us, you are going to be treated like an egg. And that's what we mean when we say a luxury brand. The way we speak to you, we honor you. We are very cognizant of the fact that if you're paying $42 for a jar of Buddy Butter, it's not just about the Buddy Butter. There's convenience that you're paying for. There's a certain level of like care that we are guaranteeing you for paying that much for a Buddy Butter jar. So
Hmm.
a jar of Buddy Butter. So that's kind of that's what it is for us.
And I can kind of vouch for that myself because it was one time I had ordered some of the oil, the divine oil, which we're going to talk about.
Mhm.
It came broken.
Yeah.
And I was actually nervous to contact Skin Muse because I, we hear about black owned businesses,
Yes.
and I've never had an issue up until then, and it wasn't your issue. And
Mm-hmm.
so I contacted, and I remember getting a response saying, "Well, you didn't order the protection thing." I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, but y'all still took care of me." But and however, make sure y'all get that order protection just in case. They were being very nice
Okay.
to me.
Yes. Just in
Y'all
case.
did take care of that.
You
So
know, and we will. We always say we'll always do our best. The only times I ever push back is when people are rude to our team members. I'm like, oh, no, 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 you can't talk to our team members any type of
yeah,
way. But if you honor us, we'll always honor you all the time. Yes,
I
that's our
love
religion.
that.
Mm-hmm,
Now,
hmm.
now we're gonna go to the time I discovered Skin Muse,
I want it
which
there. Yes.
which happened to be, I believe, around on Juneteenth.
When
Juneteenth 2020 on Beyonce's
black,
website.
my girl, my
Please walk me through. Was it Black Parade Route?
black parade route. Yes, you that
That's
okay.
I need to know. I need you to walk me through all of this. I don't care
It,
how long it is.
she changed my life. The day I meet Beyonce, I think that's the only celebrity. Her and maybe Coleman Domingo. I might
Oh,
just
you
like.
met her?
I have not met her. I've never met
Oh,
Beyonce. Now I've
okay.
been in rooms. I've been in the same room with her and her family member, Miss Tina. But
Yes.
You can't meet Beyonce if Julius don't want you to meet Beyonce, and that's just the truth.
I tell him. He said he's gonna keep his investment.
Mhm.
He's gonna keep his paycheck safe.
Okay. So this is how I found out. So it's Juneteenth. I'm in LA. I'm in Lerner Park. We're having fun, whatever. So Lamar Park is getting a little like too rowdy for not like rowdy, just a lot of people. I get claustrophobic, so I need to leave. So I'm restaurant shopping. I'm going from one black restaurant to another black restaurant. I'm buying food from all over. Like me and my then partner, now my husband, we just hopping from food to food. So finally, we get home. At this time I'm living in Inglewood, and we have this beautiful 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. And I'm sitting on the bed, and we're eating oxtails. I'm sitting on the bed eating oxtails, and like 5 orders coming like back to back to back. Now, at that point in time, we were just starting out, so it was like
Right.
we were having 5 orders a week. I had just finished this business accelerator to learn how to do the numbers part of the business. So we're just sitting down, and then I'm like five. Then another five comes in, and I'm like 10 orders in one day. Wow, this is Juneteenth. It's really going up for us.
Right.
And then we got like another five more, so it's 15 orders right now. And then he looks at me. He's like, "You should ask God for 20 today, like 20 more." And I laughed. I was like, "This is the one off. God not go." He said, "Ask God for 20 more." I said, "God, give us 20 more orders." And that's when like it just boom, boom, like orders were just coming in. So I go on Twitter because I'm assuming an influencer like a Sean Garrett or somebody had posted about us, because at that
Hmm.
point, Sean Garrett had also heard about us a little bit.
OG,
I,
yeah.
I thought he had posted about us, and I was like, "Oh, which?" I go on his page. I don't see he said anything. So I started typing. I don't know which influencer just shouted Skimmies out, but thank you so much. And my friend calls me. My friend from college. She was like, "Girl, you on Beyonce's website?" I said, "Girl, that's not a nice joke. Don't say that. Don't do that." And she was like, "I'm not kidding. She sends me the screenshot, and at this point, like our orders, we probably had like I don't even know. I'll give you this. We made 6 months worth of our full time pay in one weekend from that feature.
What?
It was just, I mean, I thought the site was gonna crash. And I remember thinking we have to mark everything sold out. And my husband was like, "No, we not. We're
Oh,
gonna we're
okay.
gonna leave. We are going to leave these things open. Remove remove the barriers. Like let the orders come through." He's like, "We'll figure it out." I'm like, "But they've ordered more than we have in stock." He's like, "We'll figure it out. Just let it go." So I'm sitting nervous looking at all these orders. Talk about a blessing that you thought you were not prepared for. I'm like, it's coming in. We have like 300 at one point. Like it's like hundreds of orders are coming in. And mind you, we made 30K in one weekend for a small. I just started out. I had never had that type of in my life. So I'm just like, oh my God. By like the fifth day, it started calming down a little bit. When it calmed down a little bit, so I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? First of all, I call my mom too. My mom, she's still till today. She's like, God bless Beyonce. I'm going to be praying for Beyonce. She still prays for Beyonce till today. Um,
Yeah, feels like.
everybody's going crazy. My family's going crazy. There, I'm a Beehive member. Everybody is going crazy. And by the fifth day, I was like, okay, we got to do something. I don't know what to tell these people. So we email everybody who had placed an order. Thank you so much. We know that you probably came here because you were on the Black Parade route. Give us 2 weeks and you would get your order.
I
And
think I got that email.
because you've been waiting, you get like a cuticle oil or something. We like promised something. A cuticle, I believe what it was. And everybody was so patient. No, we had not one complaint, not one customer. When I tell you the way our community, meaning the black community, understands the essence of slow beauty and artisanal
Hmm.
products and craftsmanship, we understand. We had not one, we had hundreds of orders and we had not one complaint. Everybody, we like, hey, give us 2 weeks. And so we called our vendors and we were like, Beyonce has Beyonce has raised the call. We need you to expedite everything. Can you get us, how much stock can you get? What can you do? Every single vendor sent us stock before payment.
What?
It was, I mean, that's why I said, not one said, oh, we don't. Every single vendor said, here's the stock, send us, here's the invoice, pay when you can. So
What?
that was how we were able to meet that 2 week deadline that we gave ourselves. And when I tell you my car was filled. I remember going to the post office with like boxes, like, oh my gosh, like
Wow.
just falling all over the place. I was like, I'm in debt. I like to say I'm indebted to her, but I know I'm not
I
technically,
know
but
how you feel.
it validated me in a way that I just did, in my life. Up until that moment, I had always viewed myself as a second place person. Like I was like, oh, you come second place a lot. You're always gonna be, I had come second place in so many things that I started like normalizing it. And when I remember dropping new stuff at the post office, and I thought to myself, we're not in second place no more. You're only on your own race, so you will always be first place. And I've always believed in that as a thing. So I'm telling you.
Wow.
And she left it on for like a year. So you can imagine, like, people were still,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
so many fascinating things I didn't realize that just based on you telling me that is so many fascinating things just in that alone. Because first, I was under the assumption that you all launched 2019 of November.
Mm,
And
hmm
so I was thinking to myself, okay, 7 months. But
hmm
now that you're saying that you launched in 2020 and then Beyonce happened right then and there in 2020. And then on top of it, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder why I don't think I ordered from anybody else but you. And it was
Wow.
like so interesting that I was drawn to your products. That was like,
Wow.
if I order from anybody else on that site, I do not remember at all.
Wow.
So, and then I know I ordered because of the packaging, but
What a
ooh,
blessing.
yes. So that's a very fascinating story. I'm sitting here like I've never heard, which I haven't. I didn't know that because
Okay.
I thought also that you all fill something out like to get onto the website. So to know that it happened and you didn't know,
No, we found out like a month later that it was
what?
Zarina Akers that, Zarina Akers basically, she made that happen for everybody. She She
What?
was the one who curated all these brands. Like she went picking and pulling and testing and out, So until today, Zarina still blesses us. We're on her Black on Everything website. We just had last December, we had a shopping event at her showroom. I call it a showroom, but it's really a show house.
Mm-hmm.
We had a shopping event there that was successful. So yeah, that was how. We found
Oh
out.
wow.
So it's not like all these brands were like, it's not like everybody was preparing and bag stocking. No,
Yeah.
all was like, oh, oh.
That's even more. That's so fast. I'm really fascinated by this even more now. That is crazy. So, I believe I read that you all source 70% of your resources from small businesses.
Yes.
And so
Yep.
that means all of your ingredients you're getting from
Small.
locals.
Yes.
What?
Except from the boxes that you see, they come in now. Like, okay, yes.
That
Um,
is
that
amazing.
that we get internationally, but everything we get, like, well, we get other things internationally too, but like the shea butter that we get it from a small business. We actually source within America and West Africa. The lady that we've been sourcing from, Nora has grown from like a little, um, little co-op to like a farm. She got a farm, people now.
Really?
She's like blown.
When I come out there, I need you to give me a tour of all of
Oh,
it,
I
all
will.
of the
Yeah,
things.
you do. Oh my gosh, you love the beauty scene in Nigeria because it's actually insane.
Right.
So Nora, she just, she's grown along. I've seen her. So we source from there, and we have some suppliers also in the Middle East that are also small business owners, and then we have some suppliers within America as well that are also small business owners, and majority of them are Black and brown folks like us. Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. See,
Yeah.
y'all brands need to step it up. Gather
Okay.
yourself.
I'm telling you,
So
it was a benefit. Is it pricey? Yes, but
I would
it's
imagine.
the only way it's expensive, but it's the only way we can kind of honor the quality that we've tried to do it the other way, and they've all told us like this formula is too expensive to do this formulation just for one company. That's what they
Mm,
yeah, they like we have to do it the market value way. So no, we're not ready for that. We don't think we need to do that now. Hmm.
okay. So when you say that Skin Muse uses the richest ingredients,
Hmm.
what are we saying? What do we mean by we're using the richest? Because that
We are using the rich ingredients. um, so when you think about like even the fragrances that we put in, like the Egyptian honey, right? We get that source from a souk in Dubai. Just imported alone, like it costs hundreds of dollars just for 1 pound, like hundreds of
oh,
dollars. So you can kind of like get like a picture, and we're trying to get like the purest, like even the oil. Sometimes you have to be careful who you're sourcing from because some people
mhm.
cut the oil or they'll give you diluted version of the oil. Like even our vitamin E is like the most potent. It's this, I don't know if you've ever seen like in its most potent form. It's very thick. It looks almost like honey, versus like liquid down. That's the one that we use.
Okay. No,
Um,
I've never. So
so we really get the richest. We want it in the most purest form. It also helps with the shelf life. But that's a commitment that's something I was used to. That's what I was using in my formulas, and I felt like, that's also how I'm giving all the tea. That's also how it's able to stay non-greasy. When it's expensive, but that's how you can get such a rich formula without the greasiness.
and that's what I really love about the brand, and we'll talk about that in just a sec. Well, I'm gonna mosey on out. We'll ask the other questions later, but let's talk about recycling
Ugh,
because a lot of people don't know, but I feel like it's an important aspect of Skin Muse, the
you know.
recycle aspect.
Oh, Durant. So right now it's actually paused because we're actually trying to find a partner because right now this recycling was, you turn in your fives, you get a freebie, or if you're in LA, you turn in your jar, you get 10% off. And how we were seeing it is a lot of people wanted like more options. So we're okay, that's just a part of our business that perhaps we have to reevaluate, get better with. But in the past, when we have events, you're able to bring things in, bring jars in. You're able to get refills as well on your jar. You're able to
Hmm.
turn in five and get something like a reward system. So we are now talking to it's we implemented it because it's natural for us to want to. I'm very green. I'm very pro green. This is something that
Okay.
a lot of people don't notice about me, but I've never bought a Ziploc bag. But I stay with Ziploc bags in my house.
Okay.
I have never bought a Ziploc bag in 6 years, and I have been recycling. It's something my mother hates. She's like, "This is crazy. I don't know why you keep using." I'm like, "I'll wash it and I'll do it again." I'm a green girl, and I also think it is because I like to spend my money on other things. But
Right.
I'm a green girl. Like you give me a good jar, I will probably reuse it for something else. So I wanted our brand to kind of have that ethos as well. For okay, if you don't know what to do with jars, give it to us. We'll recycle it, and we use it in many ways. We supply it to artists. We supply our jars to artists that okay, jars like we can't reuse this. We'll send it to them. They'll use it for whatever they need to do with it. You'd be surprised what type of artwork they come up with. That's their supply. But we also now are trying to pair up with a company that will be able to kind of scale it to where it's manageable for us and
Mhm.
not so much of a lift.
And your body butter packaging, we'll get in that, but they're
Mhm.
so luxurious. You would want to keep them and repurpose them. I know I have, especially your the candle, which we're hoping to come back. I will definitely throw a cotton ball in here or a Q-tip, and it's
You
going to use it
know,
again. I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna get crazy. But talking oud is just. I
it's
mean,
it's just do something, you know. I'm a little afraid. I'm like, Duran, we just put pink sugar back. You gotta give us. We gotta catch up.
I just. So I have like one more real question before I get into the products. So of course, I don't know if you've been to Texas. When the last time you been to Texas before?
I stay in Texas. I go. Okay, first of all, I go to Houston when I want to turn up. Like Houston, me is a different breed.
I have never been to Houston.
You, oh, you need to go to Houston and me. That's why I can't live in Houston. Houston brings out the city girl in me. Houston brings out the danger in me. It's just I go there and I just me and my sister we go. We have my brother lives there, so we just lose our.
Really?
We just lose. We just he gives us a great time. I my in laws live in Austin, so I see them like once every 3 months.
In
I'm in
Austin?
Austin. And see, I love Austin. Austin is where I go to like rest. I go to
Really?
Austin. Yes, my
Ooh,
in
it's too busy over there for me.
oh, they live like on the outskirts. So as soon as I land in Austin, they treat me like an egg. Like I get into the house, they have a nice gift waiting for me. They treat me so well. I mean, I be in Austin looking like a housewife to be, like no shoes on in their backyard, laying on the grass, like their
Really?
dad is cooking like fried catfish or whatever somewhere, like anything I want.
Love me some catfish.
They've got me down. So that's why I go to Austin a lot.
So
I go to
have you
Austin a lot.
been down here when it's really, really hot?
Yes. Oh, that's I'm always there. Yes.
Oh,
It's
so that kind of brings me to my question when it comes to Skin Muse. So you've
yeah.
experienced the heat, and so I was wondering, like, what that usually around this time, delivering products like your body butters, they could possibly melt. Come
Mhm.
especially here. So what are you doing to ensure that that doesn't happen? I know I did recently see a brand that does
Mhm.
body butters as well. They said they were putting a pause on it until after the
Mhm.
summertime.
We're considering that. Before now, it's just that we've tried other things. So things we've done in the past to try to combat this was reformulate the formula, right? Redo
Hmm.
it again. But that would mean we'd have to put some type of chemical, ingredient to hold it, to keep it in the way that it stays. And we want to, for now, stay. We really like being an artisanal luxury brand. We like the fact that these things are handmade. We like the fact that they're sourced. We like it right now. Right now, it's the keeping the craft like Hermes. They're not rushing the process to get you your Kelly. It's
Right.
it's it's gonna take some time. So we like that, and our customers understand that. So they've been patient with us. However, it does lose a lot of money because in the summer times we'll try to like ship you something in an ice pack, and it's pray to the Lord. Sometimes it gets there. The ice packs have been helping, but we also are considering. We have the good thing is we have coverage. So all that's why we say, did you please get protection? Because we get that protection, we are able to file an insurance claim on all these melted butters and then replace your butter for you. So those are what we do. But that's why now we're leaning more into our body oil category, right? We're trying to say, hey, instead of buying the butters when it's so hot, how about you buy the oil? And that's why we're, bringing back pink sugar. There's a product that you're going to see in next PR box. There's a divine shimmer oil coming. So there will be 3 body oils now. So we're expanding the body oil line so people you can still have your skin use. It just now might not be the butter. I mean, you can still order the butter, but we're
Yeah.
only making a limited amount. So once you get it, if it's sold out, it's sold out, and we're not going to be shipping during like high heat season.
Okay. Yeah. Because August over here, if you order a body butter in August and you're in Texas, I don't know what to tell you.
It's you might as well just order oil because it's coming in oil.
Yeah. And then I've had instances where I put it in a refrigerator, it still just doesn't.
It's
do
not the same. Yeah,
what
it's
it's
the
supposed to
whipped.
do.
Yeah, so it's a pain point that we haven't found a solution for yet, except from just limiting the amounts and just expanding our oil line. Mhm.
Okay. Well, I have a few. Well, I know you have to get on out of here.
No,
So let me.
I'm here with you. I'm here with you.
Okay. She
Yeah, I'm
said
here
she's
with
here
you.
with me. All right, well, I'm here. Well,
Okay.
I'll just ask one more of my questions. That's it. So, you are considered to be the founder of Skin Muse.
Yeah.
What role does your husband play? I know that he does the design and all that stuff. Mr. Price.
Mr. Price is my babysitter. Mr. Price, Mr. Price is my therapist, my babysitter, and anything else he can be. Mr. Price is actually the CEO of Skin Muse. I was the CEO
Okay.
until end of 2023, and I have a lot of passions. I have a lot of things that I like to like. I want to get into. I love things that I want to try. I have a passion for small business owners, and I teach part time at USC. Um,
Oh, I didn't know that.
I do. I have, well, I say part time. I teach a course once a semester. Once a semester. I have a year contract with USC and Vermont and Slauson,
Oh,
which is,
wow. I
yeah,
love that.
I just started that this year. So
Okay.
last year, I'm a great business strategist, though. I have the mind of Oprah when it comes to business strategy. Like my mind, let me even say Beyonce. Like my mind, I can look at a puzzle in business and I can be like, this is how it's gonna work. Like you can give me an
Mhm.
idea and I can help. I'm like chat GPT roadmap in my head. Like you can give me your idea and I'll bring it out.
Wow. I
So
love that.
so he's a CHB. When I said I wanted, I spoke to him, I spoke to my mom. I was like, I wanna, I'm as you will know, as a business owner, it's a lot of work. Like you're drowning all the time. You have high highs and low lows. And I said, I want to be able to afford myself some time. So we have to either, I said, I think I want to either scale back a lot, shut this down. It was also our hardest financial year. 2023 was the year where if we were going to break it, it was going to be that year. So
Mm.
and he was like, I'll run it for you. Now my husband has people don't notice about him, but he actually started Founders Institute in New York. So he's helped multiple brands scale to $1 million.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Except
No.
from his like graphic eye and his design eye, he also is an operational genius. So he was like, I got you. And he took over. So now I'm the founder and chief strategist, and he is the CEO and co founder. Yeah.
But when I get my coin together, I'm gonna have to get him to design me a website
I
because
Okay. You see the new website? That's all him. Like
I absolutely love it.
he has
It's
given the
giving
bit.
luxury.
I'm telling you, given us a facelift. Moved us into a new warehouse. Like it is just, and we don't like other people argue with their people. We don't argue. Our rule of thumb is whoever is the expert in on the topic will make the final decision.
Right.
You can be heard. You can give your opposition, but if we cannot agree, whoever is the expert will make the final decision, and it's always worked out for us. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
love that. And that kind of speaks to a subscriber questions. I'm gonna get into it's about two or three.
Mhm.
There was one that asked, was there any business ideas that weren't successful? If so, like how did you speak to the situation? I think you kind of sort of got into that just a second ago.
You know, I allow myself accept that there will be things that will go wrong in business. If things are not going wrong at some point in time in your business, you're not running a business.
How do you
To be
accept that? Is it just being tough-skinned or just a lot of things going wrong?
How I look at it is I don't take L's. I learn lessons. That's how that's one thing. I'm learning a lesson because how am I this is my first time, this is my first business ever. Like I feel I get all the comments all the time that I'm a unicorn because a lot of people don't their first businesses don't, launch like this. So I'm like, oh, it's just a lesson I've learned. Am I disappointed? Have there been times where I was depressed and set down or let down by people I thought, should have my back? Yes. When 2023, when we had to clear our savings account to make payroll, I'll be very honest.
Mhm.
It was scary for me. I
Wow.
asked this man to quit his job to help me run this company. And I'm telling him, hey, I'm calling him from Houston, talking about so that I remember the conversation. I was like, so I just looked at the numbers. I don't know. I think I'm well, if you don't mind, I think we got to use our savings account to make payroll for our employees. And he was like, why you wait so long? I was like, honestly, I didn't. We were supposed to have a contract come through and it fell through. So that affected our cash flow. And we have payroll due in a week. It's gonna have to come from here. And he took it really well. But when I tell you that was such a hard year for us, staying focused, staying motivated, staying consistent. I also understand that SKNMUSE is a business that I created. It did not create me. God forbid if SKNMUSE was to sundown tomorrow, I'm gonna be fine. I will make
Mm,
another thing. I will create something else. Um,
mm,
I'm capable of producing fruit in many ways. So it doesn't. I'm not afraid of failure. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of being let down. I actually welcome it.
mm,
My thing I tell God is like, let it be quick. Let's hurry this up. Like hurry it up. Let's get to the next.
mm.
Let's get to the next. So I allow myself when I'm disappointed or when I'm let down or something happens, I allow myself be sad. I allow myself be depressed. I allow myself
Okay.
I allow myself, I don't fake motivate myself. I say, okay, we in a bad season. And I'm very transparent. The people who are closest to me, I'll tell them all my business. I let them know all the tea. And they
That's what I be
support
doing on here.
every time I tell you, you and my friend, there's I don't lie. I tell you all my tea. So because I'm so transparent, people are often willing to meet me where I am and help me and support me. So that's how I get through.
And you said something to me in the DMs that mm,
Let me mute my phone. Sorry, so sorry. What'd you
kinda,
say?
it
Keep going.
kind of gave me pause, and now it makes sense. Why you said that about feeling like you might have to try something else, not to say too much. But I was kind of shocked by that. I was like, what is going on?
You
But that makes a lot of sense. So
telling
one
all my
thing.
tea.
I mean, you like me. I tell all mine because it's like, who is finna be embarrassed about it? Like I tell my folks all the time, I am pre-rich. Okay,
Okay, okay,
I ain't got it. But
okay.
somebody had a interesting question. I have to pull it up. My 40-some-year-old eyes.
To,
Got to pull it
I,
up.
you could have fooled me.
I'm gonna be 44 next month. Well, I'm gonna be 44 as far as my age, but I said after my birthday next month, don't ask me my age. I ain't got one no more. I'm
It's
God's
right.
I'm God's child. Okay. So
Okay.
one of my subscribers wanted to know, how do you envision the future of luxury body care evolving to authentically serve underrepresented communities? And what roles does your brand play in shaping that narrative?
Oh, that's a loaded question. Oh, let me drink some water.
Right. I, I was like, oh, that's because a lot of the times, a lot of us, well, I'm say black people because when people say, well, white people do it, I'm not watching what they're doing. I'm talking about us because that's what I'm paying attention to.
I beg your damn.
But all of us, a lot of us think when we hear luxury, we think rich,
hmm
expensive, so we don't bother with it.
Yeah.
So that was, I thought that kind of I was like, oh, that's
Mm.
an interesting question.
You know what's so interesting about that word though? It's like a cultural pillar for us. But the West has reimagined what luxury is. When
Mm,
to me, I have this one hat. Oh, I love black owned brands. All the time. Even my pre-rich hoodie. Only reason why anybody has seen it is because the moment I got it, I wore it for like 2 weeks straight. Where it was, I need to. I'm like, girl, and every time I wash it, it's like my Beyonce black hoodie. That's what it is for me. Um,
Wow, you talking about quitting? I was just really thinking the other day, like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
it's so soft. Like it's so soft. To me, that is a luxury item. Compare like the softness of it. I got it intentionally in a larger size. Um, it's so soft. I always say like this is so soft. Like it's so soft. Like
Mhm.
it's comforting for me when I have it on. It's usually what I wear around my house without nothing else on. So it's become a safe space
Good.
for me
Okay.
example. So when you're asking the question about how I envision, the body care space, especially in the luxury category, pertaining to our communities, underrepresented groups, I think that the more bold we are with our authenticity and our culture and our sourcing in our lane, the better for all of us. And I say,
Mm,
why is that? When you think about K beauty, it represents them. It represents their needs. Korean beauty aisle. It's very, even sometimes you go to a K beauty store and some of these products might not even be in English. I go to one in the Valley in LA. I get this cream from them, and I like going up in there. I love it. I don't know.
Right.
I don't even know what this says, but let me try it. Think that we have the opportunity to create the Black beauty lane, the A beauty, what what the diasporian beauty for ourselves that represents us, because as we're seeing in fashion, you see what's going on in fashion. The Black designers, Sergio
Yes.
styled almost 20 people at the Met Gala.
Yes. Yes.
Hanifa with groundbreaking what happened in 2020 when she was the first person to use digital AI. What digital? She had the animation fashion show that just like Prada tried to copy it a week after.
Hmm.
You see Kai Collective doing pop-ups all over the world, and you see the way people turn out for her. You know,
Mm-hmm.
think about pop-ups of in the past, you think farmers market, some people think
Yes.
cheap, some people think you selling soaps and candles. This woman, Kai Spisayo, has taken pop-ups to a new level. When you even think about topicals and the trips that they do around, the world, but taking you to the ski resort, taking you to places that you might not see us and how we're doing it. But not only are they taking you and making you assimilate, but they're taking you and giving you safe space to just be.
Hmm.
Nobody's asking you to hush, change, manipulate, edify yourself. They are just saying, I'm going to be your safeguard and I'm going to let you be. And that's how I can even go on so many, so many Black designers that could
Mm-hmm.
let me not stop. But how we can justify ourselves as beauty brand owners, as the body care category specifically, because when you think about body care and our relationship to it, our mothers, our grandmothers, the way that slat. I mean, everybody got a little.
Right.
Before you left the house, you was glistening. And when you think about even the mixing of it, the formulation, the fact that every Black family probably has a chemist in their house that you might not have gone to school for it, but you know somebody who
Who
we
makes
call
you feel that?
we call them healers, but
Right.
they always. I mean, my grandmother had something for everything, like my psoriasis. People in the hospital were like, "Oh, she needs to take this, do that." My mom and my grandma say, hold my beer. I'm gonna mix this." So when you think about body care, I believe the more authentic that we are, like pink sugar, it's not a word that we came up with. It's reflective of our culture. We've seen it in the past, especially in Black American culture.
Mm-hmm.
That was a scent that was really dominant a couple years ago, a decade or so ago. It's not. It's we were like we dug deep. We're like, how can we be authentic? And we brought it back. And now you see you put that thing in Nordstrom. I remember when we launched it last time. It sold out at Nordstrom. So things like that, like
Wow.
it's being authentic, stand in your truth, and the world will make room for you. That's how I think we would serve that space. And then I think there was a second layer to that question that what did they say?
Yeah, she said on here, she was like, and what roles does your brand
Yes, what role?
play in shaping that narrative?
I like that question because Skin Muse was always supposed to be a conglomerate. I'll actually tell you. When does this launch? When do you post this?
I would hope to do it at least Saturday or Sunday.
Okay. Well, June 18th, we will be. I'm like these people. We're getting a little check, very little, very very little check from members of the NBA to expand our company to the next iteration of Skimmies. Skimmies was always supposed to be a conglomerate, meaning a house of rest, a house that gives you the tools for beauty restoration and pausing. So how
Mm-hmm.
I see ours is like continue building that. We're going to be expanding in different ways. We have a roadmap. Product is just the beginning. We have things on our vision board, like a bathhouse that is culturally reflective of us.
Oh,
We
you
have
said
things.
bathhouse. I was like,
I'm
huh?
telling you,
Because there's a different type of bathhouse. And
you know.
my community has a different type. I was like, really? How?
we don't we don't have the license for that.
Well,
But
if I looked a little like
there was
whoa,
there was a time I was like, we should look into the industry a little bit. But we don't have the
that
license.
was wow.
I have a funny story. Where our first warehouse was located at the porn capital of America. But we'll get into that later.
What?
Back to Skimuse.
SKNMUSE is a family friendly brand,
Family
okay?
friendly
So,
brand, we keep it real PG up in here for the most part because
yes, Lord.
sometimes we let it loose, but for the most part. But we want to be a conglomerate. We're planning to the fact where we can build and have a house, be a house of products, experiential, in tech and beauty that always focus on rest. So yeah. Mhm.
Okay. And so with you, this is just a question that popped up in my head while you were talking.
Mhm.
So this you working in the skin care, body care.
Mhm.
Does that this self-care change for you since you're already in skincare and body care?
Yes, I still use it though. Like every evening we get a little out of PG a little bit, but the way I get ready for the evening, like just to go to bed, you would think I was getting ready to perform at the cabaret. It
That's
is,
me.
it's a show.
Well, I
It is
said I can't be with somebody who talks
okay.
about, oh, why you got all that on?
No,
Uh-uh.
this is not the time for that. Either you join
Yeah,
me or you get out. And I say join
right.
me, it gets a little risque
And
because
if
now
you cough,
okay.
you got
He be joining me, from the face down to the body, down to the cuticles, like
right.
it's down to the scent. Okay, Mr. Mirage is actually Mr. Price's idea. That's that he was the one leading on that formulation. But
Mm.
yes, I know, very surprising. But it's a ritual for me. I'm always going to still use it, but I do other things too now because sometimes I am a queen of self care. Like on Sundays, if you call me, try somebody else because you're not gonna reach me. Um, my phone stays on D&D for most of the week. I talk to my
Mm.
family as often. I talk to my mom every day. That's self care for me. I book a rest season every quarter. So last quarter, my rest season was in Mexico. I went with my best friend and her family. This season, my rest season is in Europe. I'm blocking everything out. The next quarter, so I always
I
in my
need that.
calendars. I don't mind working hard because I know that okay, I've blocked off some certain days where it's like I'm just gonna do nothing but
Mm.
what I do. And I get monthly facials. I have a membership at a facial studio. Just things I do a lot of things in my life. I probably do too much when I think about it. But actually no, because I work hard. It's not too much. It's just enough.
Well, I need to tell myself because I don't know if you know, I'm a caregiver. My mother has dementia,
I did not know that.
and yeah, I take care of her full time, and I have lost the art of taking a rest season for myself.
Mm,
And so I think I don't know if it's I've always loved scent, but I sometimes wonder am I overcompensating because I can't,
mm,
really do anything for myself, even though I have two siblings. But that's a whole nother story. If you go to my YouTube channel down there, I'll tell you the story about them too.
I'm gonna go. I'm like, oh, I
It's
heard
not
that
much to tell.
one.
It's not
Okay.
it's just to summarize it, you don't have to
Mhm.
hurt yourself. They don't do nothing.
Mm, mm,
And so I'm really trying to work with my therapist and trying to learn my boundaries and figure out
mm,
how rest season gonna be for me because I definitely need it at
mm,
least
mhm,
once a year. And thank you for that
mhm.
inspiration.
I actually have something to tell you, right, Durant? And just
Okay.
I want to give you your flowers a little bit before we do this last segment. I don't know if you probably wouldn't know, but you being a SKNMUSE ambassador has been a beautiful blessing in our lives. The amount of people that find us just from you and your channel, you have the conversion power of Sean Garrett. I'm just gonna let you know. I know
That is kind of wild.
you have you have the conversion power of Sean Garrett. When people, and I can say that because I've experienced both of you, right, as amplifying SKNMUSE for us. And when your audience believes in you in such a way that just like warms my heart. When you put something out there, the people are listening. When you are posting, when you are doing your job, the people you are influencing the people, you are converting the people, you are shepherding the flock. I tell people all the time, I'm like, this, I don't know what is going on, but this is proof that like it's really about the content and not about whatever you might think outside. I don't know. I'm not a full-time content creator or influencer, but I know it's not easy work at all. I know it's not easy work. So the work that you do, I'm just so appreciative. I'm so grateful. I'm so honored to even be on your channel. I'm so honored to support you in any way that for real, like anything ever. I'm so honored to even be associated in this manner with you and have access to you in this way. So thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of go, it kind of go both ways because I never told you, I never shared this on the channel, but I almost did not accept the ambassador thing.
Mm.
And the reason I say that is because I'm trying not to get, I don't do emotions on it. Now, I'm kidding.
Mhm.
They've seen me cry. Yeah, but whatever. No, I almost turned it down because prior to you all, allowing me the opportunity to be an ambassador, I was an ambassador for my friend's brand. Shout out to Takia. She had
Mhm.
a brand, but they specialized in, at the time, she was specializing in eyewear.
Okay.
And I wasn't doing anything, like as far as I wasn't pushing anything. And so a little while after we kind of came with the ambassador thing, and I went to her actually because we're still cool to this day.
Mhm.
And so I told her, about the opportunity. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do it. And she was just like, why? And I'm like, well, I didn't do anything with you. And so she
Mhm.
actually talked me into actually going for, and then on top of it, I was, a lot of things were in my mind, like I don't have enough subscribers, I don't have enough people on IG, so it's like I don't know what I'm
Mhm.
gonna do. And so she actually talked me into doing it. That's the reason I, not because I had an issue with the product, because I loved it. I was just
Mhm.
scared. I wasn't gonna do anything.
What?
And
Oh,
so
what?
even recently, I look at, my channel and I'm like, I'm not, I always have pity parties, like I'm not getting enough views and nobody's been, but I
Mhm.
do have a core group of people that I
Mhm.
know are really kind of here for
Oh,
me.
they are right. They are writing for you. You are one. You are literally our top three when you think about size of audience compared to conversion. That's it. And that's why I'm like push the time back. I'm talking to Durant like push the time back. We'll circle back.
Oh
Like
my goodness, thank you so much.
no, thank I want you should know, like, when I talk about when literally like when we talk about the power of greatness in this industry that you're in, you have it. So please
Yeah.
remember
And
that.
then
Mhm.
another notion of it, real quick, is I always say, I've said on my channel, you probably haven't heard, but I say on my channel, like, wherever I go on this journey, I
Mhm.
don't care who you are, where you are. If Skin Muse needs me, I'm going to them. And I was like, I don't care if, because the reason I say that is because, like, I feel like you all saw me when nobody else, and then at a point where I didn't feel like, and sometimes even now I don't feel
Mhm.
like I don't have anything to, a lot to offer any
Mhm.
brand. And so I always tell my audience, my community, like, if if things start popping off, it's like if Skid Music, I'm going to them first. I don't care, because they
Yeah,
saw me before all y'all saw
yeah.
me, so they will
Oh
be top
man,
priority. So
thank you. I
I've
cannot.
always said that. So it's like
Man.
I felt, and somebody said this recently. A lot of us just want to feel seen, and I just felt
Mhm.
seen, and
Mhm.
so that was really important to me. So I appreciate. Yes, shout out to y'all for that. Anyways, let's get to these products. We got to talk about the hero product, the product
Okay.
that got me hooked, which is our Divine.
Divine,
Divine.
divine, divine is the MVP. Divine is what keeps the lights on for us.
Now,
People
don't be fooled by
don't,
this. That
okay,
I've had several of these. This is the
okay.
new one.
Divine keeps the lights on. Divine is that girl. Divine is actually named after my baby sister. Her name is Divine.
Yes, I've heard that. I've heard
Mhm.
that. I've heard you say that.
Her name is Divine. She came into our lives. She's the reason why we got featured by Beyonce. Divine is the reason when we were formulating Divine, I was like, I wanted to make sure I wanted something like that felt like luminous. I wanted to feel like it was gliding on your skin. But again, we don't want nothing greasy. We hate that greasy feeling. So, and then that Egyptian honey that you smell.
Oh,
Yeah, she's that girl, and I love her. She's one of my favorite people.
yeah. So it's so powdery.
Yes.
ambery, soft. But you
Mm-hmm.
know what really shocked me, and I'm surprised I didn't know this. What I heard, I'm gonna do like Jennifer Hudson. A little birdie told me, actually, I read that this was supposed to be remnants of not anything but just a remnants of Chanel number five. Is that
You are good. You are a journalist. What are you? Where are you getting? Because
well?
only
I'm not
people.
really a journalist. I did do my internship at NBC, and I have liked a few journalists. You know, I fell in love with a few, but
I'm telling you, I have never been on any interview or any meeting or any podcast where like people know this much. You have done your job.
yes,
Um.
I've really, and I've even gone to smell Chanel because I'm like,
Yes.
no, 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 this
You
can't be
know.
it.
We the reason why you hear that tagline was when we were deep in trying to fundraise Skim News because we know the white people are the ones who have the checks. We wanted to make a connection for them. Now I'll tell that somebody both of us
Oh,
like when we were like, oh, how can we describe this to them for them to like because you can't tell them they don't know scent like we know scent, especially in the venture capitalist world. So I was like,
I
okay,
get that. I
somebody in
get
their
that.
life has worn Chanel number five. This is what we can say. So that was how it
This
came
is
about.
so. I am still, even to this day, 5 years later, I am still so impressed by this
She
period. And is it appropriate enough for me? Because I've been putting a few squirts in my bath. Because I only take baths over here.
oh yes, it is appropriate putting in your bath.
Because
I do an oil bath. I do an oil bath all the time, and my husband complains when I do it because the tub be slipping and sliding. I'd be like,
oh,
I'll
that's the thing.
it's a thing. Like I'll coat my entire body in it and I'll soak in the bath for like 20 to 30 minutes.
No,
And
I can't do that with this. I need to save all savor.
my skin be like it, especially like right before my wedding, I did that. And I was like smelling like I have a theory that Rihanna does oil baths because of the way that people compliment her
She's
scent.
always getting, yes, you smell good.
There's you smell good. Like there's some it has to be part of her DNA now.
Hmm.
I just soak myself in it and I let it sit for like 20 minutes, whatever, and then I shower and be on my
Yeah.
day.
This is one of those products I hope that you like never add anything or
No,
some people
she's a girl. She's saying, you have like
it's amazing.
iterations of her. Like the shimmer is gonna be that formulation, but just the shimmer version of it. So you have like iterations of her, but she can't go anywhere. She's
Yeah,
the
and the
star.
packaging for her. The
Okay.
packaging for her is giving all of the luxury.
Yes. She's the star.
I read what your box said before we start the interview. I'm gonna add that into the video because
Thank
I'm like,
you.
okay, yeah. But let's talk about the what we say is the sister cousin of the Egyptian honey body
Yeah,
butter.
that's the sister cousin. And you as you know as Skim Muse, y'all be telling us I'm telling you, ain't no customer like as opinionated like a Skim Muse customer.
Really?
No, and my pink sugar came back because I knew I'd be in trouble. I was it was bad. I was actually teaching one time at USC and somebody was like, "Yeah, so when does pink sugar come in?" I'm like, what that got to do with class?"
The
um,
questions the answers we need.
what that got to do with what's going on right now? But that one was really came out because people were like, we need a buddy butter version of this. We need a buddy butter version of this. And I was like, okay. And Egyptian honey, Madagascar vanilla used to be our top buddy butter scent. But I mean, right now it's pink sugar buddy butter because it's just it's a season of the season.
The
It's a scent
season,
of
yeah.
the season.
I know
But
when it gets a little cooler, I'm definitely gonna be
mhm,
pushing Madagascar because
vanilla,
this is like the best vanilla period, and it smells
yeah,
like real,
you know,
actual.
it's
It's
nice.
now mine's empty. I don't want to show. See, it's empty, so I
Oh,
can.
you definitely be using yours. So
And I used it by myself. There's no sharing, none of that. That's all me. Like when I tell, and I think that's probably one of the things about me that's probably like getting my community to hop on is
mhm,
because when I talk about it, I'm really passionate about it because I actually really enjoy this. And I think that they know that and they see that. And
mhm,
so this
mhm,
right here, the Egyptian honey, it could be my nose, but to me, it's exactly like this. But to me, it comes off a little more floral
mm.
than the body butter. I mean, the body oil,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is good. It's still giving it. I'm a floral guy. I'm
Okay.
really getting into my gardenia
You
phase.
love your rose garden.
I'm a
Somebody need
rose.
somebody need to build you a rose garden.
I'm a rose guy. Give
Yeah.
me a Bulgarian, Turkish, give me
Yes.
a rose, and I'm here for this. And so, let me tell my people. I done said this about this body butter. This is guaranteed to give you 24-hour hydration. However, I do employ my people to take a bath. We can't go 24 hours without a bath. So, can you tell us about, the 24-hour hydration? Like, how exactly does that work? Does it last after we take a bath, or because
I
we
love
need to take
I
a bath?
love that. You said so. Definitely take a bath. It will keep you hydrated, and the thing about hydration, because it's so rich, it also penetrates deeply into the inner layers of your skin.
Mhm.
But once you take a bath, the benefit of like the shine that I'm currently seeing with you. I looked at you. I said I too should have put a tank top on before I came. I don't know why I
My
came up
bird chest.
cover but you
Ooh,
still
them
have the
together.
hydration, but you won't have that shine and this luminosity of your skin. So when we
Okay.
say 24 hour, come on, yes, when we say 24 hour, that's what it is. But you should shower after you take a shower. It strips you of the shine and the finish on your skin, but the hydration still permeates on the lower inner layers of your skin. Yeah, epidermis.
Yeah.
Word? Yeah.
That is, and one thing, I'm very, very ashamed to say that I have just smelled cacao for the very first time.
I'm surprised. Really? Well, I'm not
This,
surprised because you like a good scent, and cacao is unscented, so it probably never like caught your radar. Yeah.
this is it's like a subtle, sweet, sexy, earthy cocoa. It's everything to me. Now, I just got this, and he got a holder there somewhere. When I
Mhm.
tell you I use my products, I don't come over here
No, you
playing with
use your
that.
products. You use your products, and the people need to know. Not only he will also use his gratis amount, but he also shops as a customer as well.
I
You do
do,
use your
yes.
products.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm not just going around here like I got the pink sugar. I purchased it myself. I didn't use a discount. I purchased full
He he
price.
he will shop like I'm here. So you do
But
both.
this is so good. Let me tell you something. That black oud, I don't have it. I'm out of it. Now you can use it during the summer, but you just need a little tiny pinch because that packs the biggest punch out of all these body butters.
Fucci once put on Twitter, he was like, it's gonna get you ate off the bone. And when I tell you
Oh,
I
I need to put on. I need to put it on there. That's what I need. What I
said,
need.
what do you mean? That's the black oud and the pink sugar, and that's why they carry a little higher price point than the other ones because the fragrance power in there.
It is so
Right.
perfect. If you want to leave a sillage without wearing a fragrance in the winter time, and that's hard, that
Mm-hmm.
black oud will gather you. That's the one that I have to use very little of because especially and when I say oud, it has a little incensiness to it. Is that just me or
I think that's from because oud is extracted from the bark of a tree. So
oh,
the process of even extracting it is like it's insane. Um,
okay.
and we get ours like we get it the 100%. We don't get it watered
It
down.
smells like it. It
Yes,
smells
we get it.
true to
We get it.
form.
We get it in its
True to
truest
form.
form. So who inspired that? I had bought that scent from our supplier for a friend of mine. I had gifted it to her, and I had never tried it on myself. And I kept smelling on her because she was using it like all the time, and I was like, oh my gosh, girl! I said this thing I got you.
Oh,
It's given,
and
so
add you a sweet fragrance on
you
top.
know.
Oh,
And then she said, I mix it in with my cacao. I was like, hold up. I said, I know you don't like
that's
sharing.
a piece too.
I said, I know you don't like sharing fragrances, but I'm gonna have to take that to the lab. I'm gonna have to mix that in and see how it holds up.
I
And
don't know if I can handle that. That's a lot.
we tested it for 1 month. Tested it also with a group of 12 Black women. And I was like, oh yeah, like the reviews were 10/10 across the board.
The
Like
mix together.
the no, the no the formulation when we did a
Okay.
body butter. So when we tested it out, it was 10/10 across the board. So I was like, oh, we have to release that. It was actually supposed to be a limited edition thing, and then Nordstrom gives us shelf space a couple days out the year. So when we did,
God damn.
So when we tested it there, it sold out twice. And I was like, oh, and that was supposed to be a test. I was like, okay, cool. This has got to be a staple.
It's on
So
the website now, right?
yeah, it's on the website now. Black Ood.
Because I was just like thinking to myself the other day, I'm like, okay, I'll just wait to get a little cool. Because that definitely needs to be one
Oh,
again for the cool weather for me.
okay.
Now,
Wait till
this this product right here is a very underrated, necessary product. And I'm not saying underrated like the product is underrated. I'm just saying a lot of people
I
overlook
knew you was
a
gonna come up.
cuticle oil.
My favorite.
Baby, this
Okay, the girl,
packaging right here.
she stays with me. Honestly, she stays with me. Let's go ahead and just put it on now, like a little. Okay,
First of all, this citrusy scent, what is going on with this? And you know, I'm not a citrusy guy. This is such a beautiful citrusy
you
scent.
know that is neroli. That is some neroli that you're. That's
Love
what
me old nasty piece of
it
neroli.
is. that is some neroli. That's
And what I
neroli.
do is I usually do this,
Mm-hmm.
gather my, and
I do.
it's such
I
a
do
nest.
this. I do like this. I go like this for mine, and this.
Okay.
That's
I
me.
used to do this at night and maybe when I get in the morning time
You
too, because
know.
I wash my hands throughout the day.
Yep.
I don't like to take the shine. It is such a
I love it.
nice.
After I do my skincare and my body care and everything in the end of the night, put my little robe on, put my fragrance on, I sit and just go
It
do it
is
over.
such. It is such a nice, pleasant scent.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have cuticle oil, please, you need the. And this is very nicely priced. This is what, $10?
Mm-hmm. It is $10. Yes, if you shop directly from SKNMUSE. Other places, it's higher, but if you come from SKNMUSE.com, yeah,
It's such a
slash.
mood boosting citrus. Oh my god.
Move it. And because
Yeah.
people, you know what inspired that product? It was the pandemic. And I've always been a cuticle oil girl all my, like, literally, because I love nails. I'm giving my nails a rest before my trip. But I usually, I always have a set on me. So I used to go to a black owned nail bar in Inglewood owned by Portia. She was also one of my supporters in my early days. She gave me shelf space in her salon. She was like, "Girl, you should put this up in here." I was like, "I don't know, girl, if I want to start." She's
Okay.
like, "You should." So I used to go over there, and I would. She would have some cuticle oils for me, but I never liked the formulation. It was just something. It just wasn't feeling like what we currently have at Skin Muse. So I said, "Hey, girl, can I test out my cuticle oil formula at your nail bar and see how it goes?" She was like, "Yeah, sure." We gave her like 100, and she sold everything within like 2 weeks. And
Mm,
it was a slightly different formula, but one thing we kept hearing from the nurses, like black nurses, because back in the pandemic they were exhausted, and
hmm.
one thing I heard was like, we wash our hands are so dry, the hands are so dry, but we
Yeah.
can't use you can't use certain products, and we need something that is like carryable, light, also in scent and things like that, and has no chemicals. And I said, oh, hold my beer. So they also inspired. I said it also inspired it. So that was how we tested this product. And I think within that first year, it was ranked number 8 in the country by LUSA. Hmm.
Yes, I saw that. And when she says neroli, because a lot of people are scared of neroli. Neroli, it's like a very soft neroli. It's not like a piercing. Because sometimes neroli can be a little,
Hmm.
it's just
Hmm.
not formulated or mixed properly. This is very subtle and it's I mean, I think everything just about is sexy. So it's just like a subtle, sexy,
Yeah.
citrusy to me. But hey, that's just me. Now let's
Oh,
talk about this product right here. Now I want you to forgive me because it's a little
what you?
ghetto. And not your packaging. You see what
No
I did
problem.
to the parfum
No,
oil.
it's okay. That is a problem that we are trying to solve.
Oh, I thought it was because I was cleaning it off. I
Oh,
like to clean
it's
my.
because you are. It's because you are. But still, because I like it looking pretty. So sometimes I'm like, but I'm not our printer. He was like, I don't know what else you want me to do. It's a potent oil. Like, of course, like the people are gonna rub on it. Like, what else you want to do? But we in the future when God brings us more capital. But
It's
I
kind of
love.
reminiscent of your divine oil, right?
Mhm. Yes, it's like a like a, I would say like a eau de parfum of the divine oil, like an intense version of the divine oil.
Packs a
Yes,
punch.
because it has like amber, it has like a little undertone of like an after undertone of leather in there. Like I love
Mm.
that so much. Either, you know, I was so nervous when we did that because when we tested it, because you know I love me some data. When we tested it, people either really like were obsessed with it or they were like, "Oh no, this is too strong, it's too mature." I was so nervous because that was the first leap that we took where the data was not giving us like everybody was saying yes, yes, yes. You know, most 80%. It was like literally split half. And my husband, he loves a good scent. The man is like he went to school for fashion, but he loves a good scent. One of the things that I loved about him was he always smelled good when I first met him. He always smells
That's what I
good.
want somebody to say about me when they start dating me. Who you always say?
Okay, the man always like it doesn't matter the time of the day. It could be in the gym. It could be he don't run 10 miles. He always smells good.
That is me.
Yeah, you know, but he was a champion for this scent. He was like, "No, I promise you, it's a good scent. Like we have to do it." He even helped like tweak the formulation a little bit, like his feedback. Let's do this, let's do that. Maybe we do this. We had 4 iterations of it, four
Mm.
different iterations. So that
Really?
was the final one. Yeah. So I love it. Like
And
it
this
does
one is
really well.
125, right?
And
Now I'm
it's
telling you, you may look at this and be like, "Oh, that's expensive, baby."
it's
You just need a little dab here, dab here. Now me, I'm going to. Hey,
that's you and me.
that's
Okay.
where I'm going. But you know what I really love about this that I don't think gets a lot of notary is this the
Tiger eye.
tiger eyeball. And if you don't know what that is, that protects you from negative energy, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it is. Again,
Baby,
culturally authentic. We're, you know, we don't need to be competing with everybody else. We can stay in our lane and do what we need to do and be authentic.
yes, protect me from these
That's exactly
Negroes.
exactly why we picked that. And I remember when I wanted something different. I wanted like an old school vintage, you know, the ones with the puff. When we were looking for packaging for this, and we couldn't find it. And then I was like, okay, maybe we get a dropper, and then it didn't look good. Um, and then my husband again, he was like, you know what? I think I might find you something. And he went and he found this. And
Mm.
I said, you know what? I like that. And I said, what about we do Tiger Eye? And he was like, oh yes. So that was how that came about.
Yeah, a lot of people in the fragrance community are they shun
Hmm.
rollerballs because what we're taught or what we're told is that when you put it on your hand, the bacteria is going from your skin
Yep.
into the.
Yep.
What do you have? What do you say about that? Is that like something that we're all just making up? Because I'm sure you did the research.
Yes, yes. I mean, it is research there, but that's when you're sharing and you're putting it on unclean skin, right? If you're applying your product to unclean skin, you are collecting bacteria, just like your droppers. But we always say like, this is for you. This is your own scent. Now, if you're going to give it to somebody else, like when we have it at events and we have samples, every time somebody uses the roller ball, we immediately cleanse it, like disinfect it. So those are the ways that you can go about it, but the
Okay.
reason why we intentionally keep the ball applicator is because it's the best right now for oils. When you want a perfume oil, now if you wanted, if we had like a toilette or we had some alcohol in
Elixir.
there, then it would make sense to have it. But the best way to dispense the oil for fragrance without, you know, and also quantity control, so that way it's not spilling or you're overusing
Yeah.
for such a potent product, is the oil. So we say put on clean skin. Do not, you know, don't just give nobody at the club your rollerball talking about they need a little refresher. No.
Right. That's why I don't have a problem with it. I'm not the one using it.
Yes,
So,
I'm not using it.
um,
So clean skin it is. Yeah.
let's get into this real quick, even though I have a bone to pick with you about pink sugar. Let me tell you something. I almost said I don't want to fool with Skin Muse no more. Because the
Pink
way they
sugar.
teased me about that pink sugar incense,
Pink sugar gonna get us in trouble. Pink sugar. Pink Sugar. Pink Sugar.
baby,
This girl came in and she just stole the show. This Pink Sugar, she went, you know, we were only supposed to do 100 bottles when we brought it back, and we've had to restock 3 times since Pink Sugar came out. Um
Mrs. Price, let me tell you something. When I tell you this fragrance is a beautiful, I am not playing absolutely no periodically games.
it I love, and I don't like sweet scents. That's why Pink Sugar was.
Really?
I don't like. I never used to like. I always anything that anybody was like, oh, sweet or gourmand, like, or caramel, or even like I do. I never used to like sweet scents, and then we tested this, and I remember the first time I smelled the finishing. I was like, oh, I said, oh, this is nice. So I love. It's like a gourmand. I said it's a gourmand scent. It's
Yes.
yummy. It
It
doesn't.
gives gourmand,
It doesn't smell cheap. It smells
but also it
great.
has a sparkly element to it. Like I believe there's a champagne note or something in there.
Yes, yes.
But
Like,
on my skin is so musky and
ah,
sweet and
and it stays well. It's one of my. I'm gonna tell you this, and you're gonna be a little mad at me. So we took it away, but for the past,
Mhm.
I made before they took it away, I made them make me like a gallon of it.
What?
That way I would still, I would still have it. It was so good. I was like, no, y'all need to make me my own. I have a gallon, like in this random ass gallon that I'm almost out of. Was how
Look at me showing this. I have nothing in there. I don't even know why I showed this.
you're gonna have a good time because you're gonna get your PR bucks and you're gonna get the one you ordered. So you're gonna start stocked up by
When I
December.
tell you,
Mm-mm.
I almost want to fly to LA and fight you. I know you probably beat me up, you and your husband. How y'all gonna tease me with this incense after you know I done fell in love with this fragrance?
Telling you,
I done
pink.
used I used the incense up. Now I learned that you only supposed to burn for like 5 minutes, but I was steadily I could have savored them, which I didn't.
I'm telling you, pink sugar is
I
just
honestly love this.
has like white musk, like blonde woods, champagne in there. I think we also have like
sparkling sugar.
yes, okay. The top bergamot is one of the top notes as well. So it's a really good scent. Yeah.
It really is one of the best scents I have smelled, period. And I am not playing no games. And one of my homegirls that I met at a fragrance event, I showed you her video that,
Yes.
and
Recently.
yeah, I was kind of, I just met her a few weeks ago. So that's, this, anyways, but girl, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But,
Yes. Yes.
when she had made that video, I had always kind of had like I was kind of nervous about sharing it because I don't want people to Deandra, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, sorry. Yeah, I was kind of nervous to share because I'm like, I love it, but I mean, what if other people,
Mm,
smell and be like, and so when I heard, and she's a scent girl,
mm.
and when I heard her, I was like, oh, okay. So I'm not crazy. Well, I know I'm not crazy.
You know,
I have great
it's
taste.
great taste,
But this
phenomenal taste. Yes.
this
It's
is so amazing. I said I'm not gonna bother you, but I was like, we could have a spray
like
fragrance. We
you
could,
know, it was every. I'm telling you, Pink Sugar has me nervous because I'm like, because it's a limited edition product.
and they're
Pink,
almost gone.
Pink. I'm telling, but it's the way it's going. I'm like, we're gonna have to keep restocking it till at least for this, for a month. I hope. I'm talking now. The team in the back probably gonna look at me like, "Girl, you better stop." um, but Pink Sugar had people like I was on a hike one time and Tatiana is her name. She's a black woman, and she found out who I was, and she was like, "Oh, girl, what happened with Pink Sugar? Why would you take that away? Not this. What is this?" She charged me up. I started thinking to myself, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "Girls, it was supposed to be only like a holiday thing," and then
Right.
again, when I was teaching in my
It's fun.
entrepreneurship class, somebody was like, "So, what's going on with Pink Sugar?" I'm like, "We in class." What Pink Sugar got to do with the class? But a lot of people, my DMs were,
And people asked me like, because I was talking about when it was still not back. And people
they're
like, I can't wait till it come back. And so I didn't think people were really that serious. And then I
like,
started seeing, but we're
it
buying. But let
wasn't.
me tell you something.
Tell me,
Pink Sugar is amazing, but Baby Mirage is fixing to come in and sweep
Mirage,
all the girls up. Sweep
Mirage,
'em up.
Mirage,
This,
Mirage is going to because people haven't got people don't that's just you actually the first person outside of the
and I've
skin.
been wearing it for the past 2 days. No fragrance.
I said we need to get that sample to Durant so he has it before I
Look,
see him.
this how I do. This how I
Yeah,
do. I
okay.
don't know what y'all do. It's oil, so you can rub it.
Mirage, the first time I smelt it, I was like,
This,
I said, we done did something. We done did something. Yeah,
oh
it's
my God.
phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's
It
phen-
is
it's phenomenal.
nice.
I gotta give the props to Ambrose, Mr. Price, because he led that charge.
Mr.
He
Price.
Mr. Price led the next time we gotta bring Mr. Price on here.
You know how food's so good you want to slap somebody? This was this fragrance. It's so good. It makes me just want to backhand just
Mr. Price led this, and I remember he brought it home. I'm chilling. I said, "What is that smell?" He's like, "Oh, I knew. I wanted to see if you would notice." I was like, "What is that?" He's like, It's Mirage." I said, "It's our new fragrance," because
this.
we had to vote on the name. We had two names we are going to call it, and I was like, "What?"
And you
That
know, I was a part of that. You know,
Yes, you
this what's
were.
up with her.
Yes, you were. We have a very select people that we consult about their opinions before we make something. I'm like, let's ask these people what they think.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think it's a game changer. I love
Yes, because it's giving warm, it's giving cozy, but also uplifting and a little fluffy.
Ugh,
And
it's
it's just really the word that came to my brain when I first smelled this is exquisite. It's giving exquisite. Now she didn't tell me the notes, but let me tell you what I smell so she could correct me, gather me together.
I mean,
But the first thing I thought was marshmallow.
wow,
I
wow.
get a creaminess to it, so I thought it was a marshmallow note in there.
No,
And
mm,
so it's no marshmallow in it.
no marshmallow in there.
My nose is wrong. And then I got maybe a
But there
little
is caramel and vanilla. What you're smelling is the caramel, and there's some vanilla in there. There is some sweetness to it. So you
not
are,
vanilla, yes.
yes, you're smelling the sweetness. That's what you're smelling. Yes.
And is there like a kind of a green there's a greenness to maybe a green tea or something note?
There is something, there's a word for it. There is something green up in there. But I don't want to say the wrong word. Because even me too, I'm like, I'm reading the I'm reading the note sheet as but there is caramelized sugar in there.
Ooh.
There is some amber in there as well. There
Mhm.
is a little bit of musk in there, which is what you're getting as well. Kind of like, have you ever? What's the? There is a little bit of tobacco as well in there.
Really? I do not get tobacco.
A little bit. So when we first there was the when he first got the formulation, it wasn't as sweet. So we were like, it's missing something. So we had to bring in the sweetness blend to really, really balance it out. Yeah. Mhm.
And it gives like throughout the day, like I was wearing it yesterday and I'm wearing it today. Cause me, like I said, I
Mhm.
scrub myself in it and I do my yeah, the hairs on my chest, you know. But
Yeah.
it's just at some points like I felt like okay, I could smell sweetness. But every
Mhm.
once in a while I would move and just creaminess just
Yeah.
came swifting through my nose. I'm like, this is exquisite. This is beautiful. And for the people who to me this is just my opinion. But if you are familiar with Killian's I Don't Need a Princess, it's in that family.
Yes.
So if you really like that fragrance, I think you will love this. They're not the same. They
Yeah.
just they may
Just
be
family, like
yeah,
the Tom Ford Velvet Orchid. You got that.
yes.
You get the
Velvet
sweet.
Orchid is
You
it's a
know.
little more
Oh, you don't like the Velvet Orchid?
I love it. Wintertime only.
Okay.
Wintertime. I have
Okay.
it. It's wintertime only.
I
But
like
yeah,
it
this
because
is giving
on me,
oh,
Velvet Orchid smells sweet and musky. So that like is so this one, Mirage, I think is the perfect. Mirage is now my favorite fragrance ever, and I've tried everything. I've tried from Fumi Monet's Exalte, which I also love.
I
You
love
know,
that. I love
we had.
her. Dallas on.
I was a J'adore girl since I was 18. That was when I started wearing J'adore.
Really?
And because I was working in fragrance. But Mirage,
Mm.
when I tell you Mirage, I even used to love Hypnotic Poison as a child,
Oh,
that's a child when I was 19.
oh, I remember
22,
that.
22, I was wearing Hypnotic Poison. But Mirage is low key my favorite. That's my fragrance for the summer. It's everywhere I go. People were like, "What is that scent? What is that scent?" Because we've been
Right.
wearing it for the past couple of weeks. We did a small activation last week, and we had samples of it. And when I tell you the way people were eating it up,
When I tell honestly, and
you
this,
know,
and
and it's
I
yeah,
said this before, and
you
I
know,
say this all the time. I don't care how I feel about Skid Muse or whatever. I'm going to tell the truth. When I say I love this, it ain't
It's
got nothing to do with how I love you or Skid Muse. This, even if it was something else, somebody else's, if I
yes,
smelt it,
yeah,
yes, this is
it's amazing.
amazing. What are we gonna get it in like this
Yes,
side or
you're gonna get it just like that, but because we give you all the tea, you now because everyone the 125 price point can be heavy for some people, so you're also going to get that one, and then you're going to get like a smaller version. No, actually, one that's bigger than that. It's a
okay
yeah. So you have the deluxe size, but we're
sample?
going to
Yeah,
get like a mini version of the square cube. It's going to
maybe
be
like a 10 mil.
Yes, like a 10 mil. You're gonna get a 10 mil that comes in a set of two. So you get the Divine Parfum and the Mirage together.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
At a cheaper
I'm
price point.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pink Sugar. I really am. Like, I really am sorry. This thing came and swept me. But I'm wearing Pink Sugar along with this.
I'm gonna have to try it. I mean,
So,
that's probably why it smells good because I've been wearing the Pink Sugar Body Oil and Mirage, but I also have like an underneath layer of like a butter sometimes. So I'm gonna have to like wear them, just two of them, and I'm probably gonna do that tonight actually, and see how.
yes, this is honestly going to be a hit. I'm telling you. I know my girls and my gays and
You know,
everybody else.
I'm like, it's
Everybody else.
it's gonna
But
speak for itself. It's
I,
literally
I know my people are going to love this
it's
because I'm seriously in love. In
it's I'm actually really proud of it. I'm so proud of us for getting to Mirage. I think
you should be.
we've stepped,
Should.
we've been updating a lot of things and upgrading a lot of things at SKNMUSE, and I think Mirage is like is telling you like, oh, we're different. We're
Now that
stepping
you say a leather is in there, I'm trying to smell the leather. I'm like
little tobacco. There's a little like
tobacco.
it's
Yeah, I'm
like
sorry, tobacco.
it's almost I know that because you can't really smell it, and I think it's more pronounced on certain people. Like
Mm.
smell it loud, but it's like
A lot of
very
people might love that. They
yeah,
probably can't really get it.
yeah, they can't, But I've always been somebody who likes the smell of leather and tobacco, so I try to sneak it in when I can.
Mm.
You tell me,
So
you
your husband, how does it come out more on him? Because just to give my people like how would it smell on someone who's more not as feminine as
Yeah.
mm.
For him, I think it smells really balanced on him. I would say a little bit, but for me, I think it comes out more on me. Um,
Okay.
but my pheromones have always just like amplified anything in that musk family and like the woodsy, leathery family. It just amplifies more on me. For him, I think it smells balanced. Yeah, on him.
Really? Well,
Hmm.
this is so amazing, and I really am look. What day is it going to be released?
We are working the date that we're working to. Actually, let me just open the calendar so we can just let me not even give you a fake. Let me not even give you
Because
the
I
date.
need to know. Well, we can talk anyways.
Yeah.
Just let me know, and I will gather the girls
Okay.
any way I can
You
because
have
I
it
feel
before
like
you have it before it releases though.
y'all
Um
need to smell. You need. What about the people who bought the pink sugar? They're getting a little bitty.
they're getting yeah, just like they're getting a
I
little
have a
5 pound.
friend.
Yeah.
I have a
They're
friend
good.
who ordered it. Hers is gonna be here today,
Oh,
and
I
so I
cannot
can't
wait.
wait. Yeah.
And we did that intentionally because we knew all the pink sugar people would be these are anyone who's wearing pink sugar is somebody who loves a good scent. So we were like, okay, this is a good gift to give them for pre-ordering, and it just worked out. Like it
Mm,
Mirage is, I think that's a perfect gift to just say thank you for rocking with us so long. Like you should experience this first,
yeah.
and the fact we intentionally spaced it out. So Mirage is gonna launch pre-sale for Mirage will go out on the 18th. So subscribe to SKNMUSE if you want, if you want the pre-sale link. And then it will then launch to the public on the week of the 23rd. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I got those down. I'm gonna let my people know. I'm definitely gonna let my peoples know.
It
So
might go.
hopefully, I know
We'll see. We'll see what we can
most right.
do.
Most of my people, y'all probably didn't use my code, but I mean, the purpose of the
Yeah.
code is for you to love the products and go on to purchase them full price. Okay.
I'm telling you, at this point, we have to work something out because somebody charged us out saying, "I want to use the code again." I'm like, it's supposed to be an entry code. It's not supposed to be a all the time code. But
They've written me and told
but
me, and they're like,
you're
"I'm
gonna
trying to
do
support you."
you're gonna have your giveaway. So that's another way that they support you when
Yes.
you let us know what you want for your giveaway actually, and then
Well, I want to pick the giveaway, and I'm going to announce it after, I'm going to edit it
okay,
in this part,
okay,
but I want to know, I want to let the people know what exactly will they get for winning the giveaway.
it's up to Durant. You tell us. You can either do a $250 gift card, or you can do like some products that come up to that value. So if you want to just do a gift card for them, or if you want to, I would if I like to prioritize your channel, because at the end of the day, this is your space. I never want to tell you how to do it, but if you want it, we can do maybe the Mirage as the giveaway. It will be the newest product and a pink sugar body oil, or you can just do a gift card. So it's up to you.
I think a gift card would be perfect.
Okay, we're gonna do a $250 gift card. That's what we're gonna
That
do.
will work. Well, I'm going to pick my winner after this call, and then I'm going to announce it on the channel.
There you go. You
So,
got it.
but they won't know until, well, they're going to know now because they're watching. But, yeah.
They're like,
But will they reach out to you, or of course they're gonna I'm gonna reach out to them
you
and
have
tell
my
them to reach me.
yeah. You just send us their information. I sent DM'd you my cell phone number. So just let me whenever you pick your
Okay,
winner. Yes.
hold on. We're gonna scratch this. We're gonna scratch this. Now, how about this? The
Yes.
giveaway is $100 gift card. However, if you are following Skin Muse on Instagram, you'll
Uh-huh.
get 250. So if
Okay.
what I'm gonna say is you're the winner, they have within 24 hours to follow you on Instagram.
There we go. Yes, we can do that. Yes,
And
I
if
like
they
it.
follow you, if we show that they followed you, then
Yes. There
we'll
we go.
do 250.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that. Yes, that's fine with me.
And
Um
if you follow and unfollow, I am going to haunt you. I'm going to check every day.
Yeah. Okay.
I got
Because
time,
why would you unfollow? To follow us? It's nothing but that's a currency. Give us your
right?
currency. Okay.
Yes. You should be following her already if you're,
Okay.
rocking with me. I don't understand why you're not following them anyway, but you don't have to
What?
follow me on Instagram. You need to follow her. I ain't got no
Okay.
business yet. No.
I'm done.
No, I'm kidding. But I definitely appreciate we went way over a time. I am so sorry. Quick, thank you for doing this. We went well over the time. Sorry about my technology issues.
No, I had a good time. I haven't done one of these in a minute because I started getting nervous. I'm like these things are distracting, but this for you anytime. I can't wait to come back after. So after
Yes,
my trip, I'm coming back.
yes, and I know what to expect now, so I'll have it more prepared next time. I
Thank you.
really appreciate it so
Thank you.
much. All
Thank
right,
you.
I'm gonna let you go. I'll finish it out, and
Okay.
I'll edit that in there.
All right.
All
Okay.
right, so be careful, be safe, and all the great things. And I do sincerely appreciate you taking the time to do this
I
well over the
appreciate you
time.
too. Thank you so much. Let me
Thank
know
you.
about the giveaway when to start. When Amplify will do what we need to do. I'll be gone June. I'll be going next week to San Francisco, but then I'll leave the country on June 16th.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All righty then. Take care of yourself. Appreciate it.